welcome to your daily gaming update for Tuesday, May 30th, 2023. I am your host, Joe. Sources for these updates are in the description. For our first update, System Shock 2023 released today, May 30th, available on PC as of the present time, with an Xbox version coming in due course. The homepage for the 2023 game additionally shows compatibility for PlayStation, Linux, and Apple. The game is described as a first-person flight to death that takes place in the depths of space. Designed in Unreal Engine 4, it is developed by Night Drive Studios and published by Prime Matter. The game is a remake of the original 1994 game with new HD visuals, updated controls, overhaul of the interface, and all new sounds and music. Terry Brosius returns as the original voice actor as Shodan, the story's antagonist, who represents the sentient, hyper-optimized data access network, as earlier referred to, though later referred to as an AI. Shodan is one of gaming's most iconic villains, according to the game's Steam page. The original game was developed by Looking Glass Studios. For our second update, the first 1,000 players to reach level 100 in hardcore mode, only for Diablo 4, will earn the Tempered Champion title in-game, but that is not all. These dedicated fans will have their own individual usernames immortalized into a statue of Lilith, the notorious antagonist of the game series. Proof is required through posting a screenshot on Twitter. Alongside the gamer's Battle.net ID, players need to use the hashtag Diablo4Hardcore and must be purely player completed. In relevance to Diablo 4, for those that are starting to play with early access June 1st or 2nd, depending on your time zone, can preload the game today, May 30th, at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For our third update, The Front has a Steam page and is a survival open-world crafting shooter. Players must halt the rise of a tyrannical empire, and this empire has used technology extracted from mysterious artifacts to conquer the world. Zombies fill the world in addition to exiles, thugs, and rebels. Players can drive tanks, fly planes, and build bases to defend. Those that are playing Rust and DayZ are recommended to review details on this game. According to the Steam page, there is no release date for the game yet. Developed and published by Samar Studio, the game is going to provide an early access option. The channel recommends joining the game's Discord server for details on how to engage in the upcoming closed beta test to the game. See the source in the description for the page with that link. For our fourth update, ArcRunner has released a new patch. According to a post for today, May 30th, ArcRunner is a cyberpunk-styled roguelike action game that the channel covered on episode 4 of Last Week in Gaming. The game released April 27th this year, 2023. It was published by P-Cube Games and developed by Trick Jump Games and is coming soon across current and last-gen console platforms, excluding the Nintendo Switch, initially released on PC. The channel provides the following highlights from the patch notes. The weapon system is reworked. Weapons have 3 tiers now: basic, rare, and epic. Epic weapons have randomized stats. AI cores are earned by players who completed the game, which allows players to keep track of accomplishments. Doing so will be significant in future updates. Stat comparison arrows are available when picking up weapons. The cold fusion gun causes more damage. It is apparent for when Striker is ready to fire, more apparent at that. Player animations are smoother. There is now a buff on heavy weapon damage. For our fifth update, a development note is available for Hawken Reborn. The developer is eager to improve the game based on the negative feedback, or rather hate, players have expressed about the drastic shift of the game's focus from PvP to PvE from the original game. The note does not indicate the game will shift back to PvP. However, the developer gives a roadmap ahead for what improvements will be introduced to the game. The developers will focus on these following areas: movement, repair drones serving as a limited healing utility to certain mechs, the slow evolution to mech enemy archetypes, and the introduction of critical spots to attacks when engaging enemies. Hawken Reborn released in early access on Steam May 17th. The channel covered the early access release in episode 7 of Last Week in Gaming. For our 6th update, rumors spread over the previous weekend that Sony is working to purchase CDPR, or CD Projekt Red. The CD Projekt Red CEO stated, quote, "Nothing has changed in our end. So, I can repeat what we have done saying throughout the years. CD Projekt is not for sale." This was said during a recent earnings call. For our 7th update, the development of The Last of Us multiplayer has slowed down and has been scaled back. Sony will reevaluate the direction of the game, and the game is not canceled. One concern thus far discovered in the development of the game's multiplayer is whether players will remain engaged for a long period of time. A small group remains to work on the project since many of its developers have been moved to other projects. Naughty Dog has expressed that it is best to give the game more time to develop and has a brand new single-player experience currently in development. Well, that's it for this daily gaming update. You can look forward to a daily gaming update for Wednesday, May 31st. Never miss a daily gaming update by subscribing to the channel on YouTube or selecting the follow button on your podcast service of choice. Let me leave you now with the words of Commander Shepard from Mass Effect. I should go.